Hello guys, I'm in the academics of the EditorX, and let's try to learn how to use grid. So the grid says CSS Grid is a two-dimensional layout structure that lets you arrange content in columns and rows. You can apply a grid to any section or container and adjust its structure and demonstrate as you need. Designing with CSS Grid gives you the precise control over positioning the element at every viewport. And then we have this container with grid in it, and they said resize your browser to see the grid layout in action. So let's resize, and you can see that this is actually a grid, it's not a single image. Okay, so let's resize, and boom, it's changed the grid. And if we go to mobile, it rearrange itself again, which is very nice. Alright, so applying a grid, select any section or container and click apply grid. You can choose preset layout to create your own custom grid. So we don't use the preset, but let's try to make it alone. Okay, so this is the apply grid. You can choose whatever you want. I mean, this is presets and you have the custom, so you can set it as you want. So if you want to create this one, so it has like 4, like 2 rows, 2 columns, right? As they build it. You can put it another column, but let's see how they build it. Okay, so this preset is what we need, right? Oh wait, but we have this section and we have like container inside, so let's add a container and apply grid to it. 2 on 2. All right, so we need to center it, and we have like, I don't know, 60% from top and bottom. So, and this one is like, I don't know, 70%. Okay, something like this. Let's make it center. And for this section, let's give it a black color. Okay, and this one is, oh, and add padding like 60 and 60, and remove the height. All right, so actually we create a container and apply grid to it. We did this one, and then editing the grid, select the container and hold your grid to open floating action bar, click adjust grid. You can choose a new layout. Okay, so let's see the edit grid. So adjust grid, edit grid. Okay, so you need to like have a control here. So what if that means it's take the rest place, but they both want if so they are equal. So this one is with max. All right, so if I want to adjust the grid, you can see from here, okay, adjust the grid. and from here also I can adjust it. Alright, and can add another one. I can delete it, and also here. Right. Oh, and you can add gaps. So if I set 50 pixels and 50 pixels, it add the gap. Alright. Exact positioning. Dock element to any grid line to control their position and prevent overlap at smaller screen size. Alright, so let's add text and image, and it says CSS Grid, right? So let's add text. Let's give it a color. Something like this. I don't know. Just okay, whatever. Oh yeah, basically we can do this. Background and pick this color. Alright, so add color. Okay, and now we have the text, CSS Grid. It needs to be white, to be smaller. Okay, the positioning should be, let's use docking. So this one is docked to the left, which is already dock it to the left. Let's set like, I don't know, 50 pixels, 120 from top. Alright, it should be really small. Okay, 60. Alright, and then we need an image. Let's add an image. I set it here, and it's square. So let's make it square, fixed. Make it bigger, like 50 to 50. Oh. Alright, so here we can use the docking also. To dock, this one should be docking to the right and maybe to the top, I don't know. So it's like 30 pixels to the right, and let's do the same for the top, like 30, and there is also a gap below, so let's add here 30. Alright, this one is too high, should be, oh okay, so here we have like docking from top like 60 pixels, and from bottom let's say 20 pixels, but this one is still a high, so let's see. Okay, because the mean is too high, so let's set it to max content. Alright, so why it's taking this height is because we have docking to the top, margin to the top of 60 and 20 from the bottom, and the width of it we can make it bigger. the text. Okay, and we have another text element, which is rotate, create grid. Okay, so let's duplicate it, and it should be much bigger, something like this, and adjust. No, it should be the opposite. So come on. Okay, let's do this one. Alright, something like this. No, it's in the middle. Okay, so basically we don't know. Okay, so let's do that. Let's calculate. This is like, it's not 50%, it's like 60%. So adjust grid. So this column, let's set it to be like 60%. Kind of. Alright, so this one should be something like this, and it's not feeling right, so it's like 55. But why this is happening? Let's make it fixed. And now when I resize it, okay, this is better. Okay, so we need like these lines. So let's add a line, and Docky, it should be like 100%. We have here margin, and here let's delete it and change the style to be like this one. It should be white. Now this one should be, but it should be on both columns. So let's go to grid area, and we can control it from here. So it starts on 1, this is 1, and it ends on 2, this is 2. So it needs to continue to 3, right? Right, this is look right. Yeah, and we have another line, horizontal line. This is located here in decorative horizontal vertical line. So let's drag another one here. Oh, basically we can stretch it. And let's make it white and 1 pixel. Okay, we need to fix the docking, so no margin from left, and it should go until from row 1 to 3. Alright, let's save it. And now we have like oh, it's one image, so let's download it. Alright, so let's duplicate this one and bring it here, and we can it's stretched. Now it's not stretched because there is a content here, so it's 100%. It's fluid, it should be fluid. Alright, and let's fix it with no margin from bottom. Let's change the image. Basically, if we already did this, let's download it too. Alright, so So this one, and let's change this one. And let's restore the ratio. Okay, now it sits perfectly, but the images cover the lines. This is because it is new, so in the DOM it's covering the lines. So what we need just to drag it here. Alright, perfect. Oh, no, not this one. Alright, so this is what we have, but you can see that we have too much here. Maybe because the image is too small. It will be like this. Let's make it fluid. Let's see what happened. Oh, we have a min height, so let's delete it. But this one, it's taking too much space. Let's see how it reacts here. Oh, we have a text scale here. So let's add text scale. From 50 to 30, maybe. Yeah, it's look better, but this one is in pixels, so we need to make it like in percents, and then maybe everything will be more fluid, more responsive. So should be maybe like this. Almost. Alright, almost. But this one should be also. Let's stretch it. Let's make everything in percent. Alright. So yeah, this is very nice. But here we have a gap, which is not good. Let's remove this one. It's also max content. This is fluid, right? Right. So oh, I know why. Because this margin is in fixed size. So this should be 30. And now perfect. Alright. So we learn about applying grid, editing grid, and exact positioning, which we did just now. So stretch across cells. Oh, we did it. We not did it for this one, but let's practice it. So I can apply grid here, so let's say 3 and 1. Okay, and then I can let's add a container. Okay, this one will be with just a color, and let's add an image. Okay, so now we want to stretch this one, so it's stretched to its own cell, and also this container. But if I want this container to be like a background color, so I can, let's say, stretch it to another cell, so I can change here in the grid area the columns to continue to 3, and then it's stretched up here. But also I can do like this. I can come here when I'm on both cells and then stretch it. Nice. And I can stretch the image like this, and also make it continue to 4, and I can add a margin, and then you can see the background color. So let's say 50 from top and 50 from bottom, and then it's very fluid. It's like beautiful. All right, so stretching across cells. Alright, there is something I want to show you. That look, now they both stretch, right? And this container have mean height of 500, so let's remove it. Okay, but now this section is still the same size. This is because we have a grid on it, and the grid has, you can see min max content, and the min is 500. So you can see that when I change it to be like FR or max content, it will be collapsed. I mean, if I set it to 1 FR, see, it's gone, almost gone. Why it's almost gone? Because this one, maybe we have something that keep the, where is the image? Okay, oh, because the margin, we have 50 pixels margin, but if I remove this margin, you can see there is no section with nothing in it, right? But this is because all our items is stretched, which means they don't have their own height. They inherit the height from the parent, which is the section, but the section doesn't have its own height. So if we use like a single item which is not stretched, then it will keep the size. So if we don't stretch this image, you can see the height is 0 right now. So if let's give it a height of 100 pixels. Okay, but then let's restore the resolution of the image. Okay, so it's not stretched right now. And now we can add margin of 50 and 50, and let's make it responsive. Okay, so now the image is preventing from the section to collapse, but it's still fluid, right? So remember that stretch elements are not have their own height. They inherit this height from the parent. So if the parent doesn't have its own height, so everything will shrink to 0. Alright, so next one is adjusting grid area. Oh, we just talked about it. I mean, how you can control the element to be in one column or two columns, select an element and open the inspector panel, and to manually adjust how the element is positioned within the grid. Alright, yeah, it's same thing, right? If I add here like a paragraph element and I set it to be like 50%, so it's now 50% of this cell, okay? And this cell, it's why it's not equal? Oh, because we have 3. Okay, so it's 50% of both cells. Okay, you can see it. I mean, if I use container, you will see it better. Let's add a container and give it a background color. Okay, so orange. Oh, we are inside this container. Okay, so let's give it a 50%. So now it's 50% from this cell, right? And this cell is third of the section. So if I, and you can see here it starts on 3. This is 1, 2. This is 1, 2, 3. So it starts on 3 and end on 4. Like you can see here. Start on 3 and on 4. So this is 50%. But if I change it to start on 2, so it's now 50% of both cells. And if I set it to start on 1, so now it's 50% of the section width in the, like from the 100 of the viewport or the view width. And look, I added in the tablet and it's not exist in the desktop because in here the cascading rule. Okay, so I can reveal it here, but you can see it's not getting the design because this is the default design and I changed the design in the tablet. But this is another stuff, other lesson. So basically I can copy element design, apply, use on all breakpoints, and then I can see it here also. Alright, so okay, that's it basically. But let's see if you remember, this one is behave differently on different breakpoints. So let's do it. So we don't need you. Alright, so here we are good, right? And it's behave okay. But now we are on tablet, and in tablet we have different layout. So we have like 3 rows and 2 columns. So let's change it. So let's add a section, just our viewport look nicer. So you can see that I can adjust the grid here in tablet, and this preset is not good for me, so I can edit the grid and add another row because we need another one. So okay, so remember that this is mean of 100 and maybe it's too big for us. So this text, right, this text is look different. It looks straight and goes to row 2 on to 3. So first thing, we can delete the rotate, and then we can move it, we can drag it to this cell, but we can control it from here to start on 3 and end on 4, and column it start on 2 and on 3, and let's stretch it. Alright, and also the width of the section, the container is bigger, so we can do like 80 maybe. Alright, so this text stays same, but this one, both columns are equal, so let's change it from 55 to 1FR. Alright, and this one should be center, so let's remove all the margins, and it should be something like 90%, maybe less, 85. Okay. This one is also same. Alright, so they both have like margin from top of 20 pixels, something like this. And okay, let's install this one. Alright, so they both need to be equal. So let's see what this one is like. It's not a square. Should be. No, it's not. Okay, let's keep it that way. So this one is the height is different. Let's make them both fluid again. Alright, so this one should be 20 pixels from top, this one also 20 pixels from top and from bottom. Alright, we need another line here, so we can add another line and stretch it. And change the design. Okay, what happened? Alright, so okay, and now we're missing this one. Where is it? It was here, so we can find it here. You can see they have no height, so let's give them a stretch and it ends here. Alright, this look okay, right? Behave nice. Oh, let's remove this min height. If you remember, let's make it max content and give it some margin to the text so it's have some air. 20 pixels from top and 20 pixels from bottom. Pixels. Alright, nice. So this is tablet, and on mobile, let's do this layout. So 3 rows, 2 columns, it's same but different layout. Okay, so let's go here, and this image should come here and this text should come here. right? So I can drag this one here and this image here. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Let's do it manually. Okay. 3 on 4. Great. 2 to 3. Great. This one should rotate. Alright. And alright, and this one should, let's make it bigger. And okay, this one will continue to 3, and let's do like 30 pixels from top, 20 pixels, and 20 pixels from bottom. Now it should be much less. Alright. Never mind. And this should be like something like this. All right. This is a mess. Let's make it. All right. $50 to $30 to $20. Something like this. No, not at all. But you get the idea, right? Alright, let's see how it looks live. Oh, where is this line? No, this one we don't need. We need this one. Alright. This is look alike, right? Alright. So this is tablet. Nice. Very close. And this is mobile. No. Almost, but it's nice. Alright, I think this is good enough. Alright, that's it.